Yo, what's up guys, welcome to the Warcraft replay here. Apologies for not uploading in about 2 weeks and a half maybe. If you can't tell by the sound of my voice, I have been suffering from laryngitis, and with the inability to speak, obviously can't really make any videos, so yeah, there's that. Obviously it's not 100% recover, but it's enough so I could actually start talking. I will sometimes fail to actually get some sounds out, but I'll try my best. We have a human mirror here on the map Echo Isles. We have TH and Infi. Sadly, both players are actually on their Chinese names, and I won't be able to tell which one is which until I see the hero picks, because they do have different hero picks. One is going Mountain King and the other is going Archmage first, so this is going to be the moment of truth here. This is going to be the Mountain King, so the colors have to be switched. Right, there we go. Yeah, because Infi is going for the Mountain King first. TH should be going for the Archmage, and that is going to be that. Yeah, it's been a while since we had a human mirror. Mainly because, I guess, just Night Elf being, you know, what they are with the recent patches and all that. TH also seems to avoid a lot of human mirrors because he likes to go off race and that. But yeah, this is going to be a human mirror. Last matchup between these two was a Netease 80, and that was kind of a long time ago actually. I believe, I'm pretty sure it was Infi that went off race and TH went human, but yeah, I it's not really well into my mind, to be honest. But yeah, both sides should just be starting off with their mercenary camps, since humans can obviously take advantage of their militia, and should be a lot easier for TH compared to Infi. But Mountain King first is interesting. I mean, it's been a while since I've actually seen a human mirror, so can't really comment on what he is going to be picked for. Clearly, we did see the Mountain King in a previous game, but that was not into a human matchup. I think that was a Night Elf or Undead matchup. Kind of forgot, but yeah, human matchup is going to be at least not seen for quite some time. We are going to have a couple of militia being chased by a footman, but it seems like this footman got himself stuck inside the base, or at least I think so. He is, well, he is going to pick up a militia or two, and is that worth it? I think it kind of is. I'm pretty sure footmen are like 120 gold and peasants are 70 gold each, so yeah, that was a bit of a fair trade for Infi. Stormbolt to the face of that footman, and we are going to have him probably die. No, I guess not. It seems like the Mountain King's just not going to go for a second Stormbolt. I was kind of expecting a bit of a cleaner surround, but yeah, Infi didn't actually go for that. I guess he is a bit behind in terms of clearing these camps. As you can see here, TH already taken down his Ogre Magi camp in the bottom left, and he is moving his way straight to, I don't know, but yeah, he is going to make his way to maybe try and harass his opponent. He has a very early Crystal Ball, which I guess dropped from the mercenary camp. Yeah, Crystal Ball versus +9 claws from the Mountain King. Mountain King is already at level 3, Archmage is at level 3 as well, so it's almost even, but yeah, it's kind of hard to tell which of these two heroes is the more value. Obviously, utility-wise, Mountain King seems kind of obvious for now because of that Stormbolt into possibly Thunderclap, but here we go here with the first Stormbolt surround onto the Archmage. is going to use that TP staff to get out of the surround momentarily, as we do have the Berserker gonna get sniped out instead. Very easy kill there from the Mountain King for Archmage. A little late on that Fireball, but I guess it doesn't really matter too much, as we do have yet another Stormbolt. Crystal Ball being used once again. I believe it's... I have no idea where it gets used, but oh, actually it was used here, it seems. Not sure why, but maybe keeping tabs on the Mountain King, maybe. Still no indications of Tech 2 for Infi. TH is pretty much done with his Tech 2, unless I completely missed out. Nope, this is indeed a Town Hall, so Infi looking to go for an early expansion, which I don't know how well that is going to turn out to be, because TH is already at tier 2 technology, so is going to plop down that Arcane Sanctum, maybe go for a second one as well, but he is going to slowly, or not slowly, but he is obviously being aggressive right now, is going to have to force that TP scroll to be burnt thanks to the Storm Bolts from the Mountain King. Alchemist pops out as the second hero for TH, but yeah, he's going to be forced to be driven away here, as the Mountain King does threaten quite a bit of burst damage as well as just surround setup, but here comes the Archmage, surprisingly enough, with a healing potion at least, so it was a little awkward seeing the Archmage pop out with red health, but yeah, as soon as he pops that health potion, he is all good to go. Unfortunately, Alchemist is surrounded, and Archmage not actually doing anything about it. I'm pretty sure he could have transferred the TP staff, and I'm pretty sure the cooldown of the items are based on the user rather than the actual item, so yeah, obviously if I'm mistaken, then that was just very unlucky for the Alchemist to get surrounded without any form of setup from Infi, but yeah, expansion is up and running, and so far this might actually pay out well for Infi, because he's managed to pick off a couple of units in exchange for very, very little, and to be honest, TH's tier 2 hasn't really kicked in all too well. We have the first pair of priests, but other than that, like, I don't really think he can actually stand toe-to-toe versus such a powerful Mountain King already. Level 4 might get supported with a second hero, but we have to wait until tier 2 gets finished.
Job's done.
Yeah, a little bit of an awkward state of the game right now. Neither side really wants to engage, but Mountain King with the Tome of Retraining, and is getting picked up with the slow from the Sorceress, is going to use that Retrain Tome, and I believe is going for Thunderclap, because Priest Sorceresses pretty squishy, but we actually do see the Stormbolt coming out once again from the Mountain King, so it could possibly be the both abilities, but it just seems really awkward, especially with the slows coming in from the Mountain King. He really can't get into an optimal position for the Thunderclap, so I'm not actually sure why he picked up the Retrain Tome, at least for now. Another acid bomb is going to get tossed, and Mountain King is down to about 200 health. We don't actually have any priests. We do have the Shadow Priest at least, but I'm pretty sure his heals are a little bit weaker than the normal priests. 3 Arcane Towers. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to actually defend against this attempted attack here from TH. The Lumber Mill, I believe, is going to be completed already, and we should have already built some guard towers rather than arcanes, but yeah, at least not yet. Alchemist with another acid bomb there is going to prevent further healing from the scrolls of healing, I think. Unless the acid bomb damage over time actually doesn't interrupt that. Infi hiring a lot of mercenaries to try and defend this. TH, I imagine, should be bringing over maybe a peasant to build a forward voodoo lounge, but for now it seems like lots of sorceresses, lots of priests, and yeah, let's see how this turns out. Thunderclap is going to be used. That is a pretty devastating Thunderclap, in fact, hitting a lot of those units, but now that slow has been applied, I really doubt he could get into a much better position than that. Stormbolt to the face on the Alchemist, however, and that might actually be an Alchemist already down. Level 5 for the Mountain King. That is a very scary dwarf. Obviously running a kind of little slow there, but as soon as he tosses that hammer and get into the position, you really don't want to get caught by that. Now the Stormbolt is going to take down a sorceress with the help of the range unit there, and wow, TH is playing kind of anti-orc almost, because like mass sorceresses were used to counteract orc units a lot, because slows was just such a detrimental debuff for the orc units, because I mean orcs cost a lot of food, and that just meant as long as you could like slow most of them were pretty ineffective. But in a human matchup, it's very weird to see, and at least it is working quite a bit since most of these units are in fact melee. But what I am worried about is, like, sure you can slow your opponents, but I don't really expect them to kill any of them until, of course, that the Spellbreakers start getting into higher numbers. You can see that Mountain King yet again trying his best to get a little closer to those spellcasters, but instead he is just going to try his hand at the Alchemist. But once again gets foiled by the Adept Sorceresses. They are able to cast their invisibility, and I'm pretty sure the Mountain King could use Thunderclap to... oh, he does use Thunderclap. But I'm pretty sure he can use Thunderclap on the Alchemist once he gets into invisibility, but I guess he's trying his best to conserve mana. Triple Spellbreakers right now, and that should be the solid front line that TH needs to deal with his Footman threat. Another Acid Bomb is going to get tossed, and that is going to slowly whittle away against those Footmen there. Finally, the Alchemist gets to that level 2 and should be getting that Alchemical Rage.
Our forces are under attack.
Ogromola trying his best to try and disrupt the gold line once again, but I doubt that is going to be that significant compared to the amount of losses that could be sustained for Infi right now. Blood Mage does come out as the mana battery that the Mountain King needs, but level 1 hero is going to take some risks in getting sniped on his own. There we go there with the additional mana for the Mountain King, but he is also taking hammering himself. Population right now is about 60 for TH and what is it? 56 for Infi, I believe. So it's pretty even. But the difference in the units is kind of glaring, to be honest. Full tier 2 army with spellcasters and spellbreakers. Meanwhile, Infi's is mainly consistent of mercenaries, which doesn't seem to be enough. There we go with a very devastating Thunderclap there. But the healing spray is going to be utilized to just counteract that completely. Mountain King needs at least 2 or 3 Thunderclaps to take down those units, but all the Alchemist needs to do is weave in the healing spray in between those 2 casts, and honestly, like, you really can't find a good window of opportunity to do that. Yeah, we are gonna have a couple of spellbreakers coming out for Infi himself, but
Forces are under attack.
I honestly don't know how well this is gonna be. Third hero is gonna be a paladin, so he is going to try his best to beef up that Mountain King as best as possible. All he needs is a couple more kills to get to that level 6 avatar form. Will he be able to get that? I don't know. A lot of these units are living with very low health. But all the Mountain King needs to do is snipe maybe one more units. It seems like he actually won't be able to do it with this Ogre Mauler. Is gonna get picked away to death by those peasants, but here comes the Mountain King with the TP staff, and that should be one kill away from that crucial level 6. Probably needs to hurry up quick because TH is going to resume his siege. Priest is going to die very, very quickly there. So level 6 has been attained for the Mountain King, but is Avatar form going to be enough of a difference? TP scroll is being channeled. This is just a 1 and 2 man TP scroll here. Not enough mana for the Avatar form, unfortunately. Spellbreakers do have a bit of feedback damage, so they do drain a bit of mana when they attack. Mana drain onto from the Alchemist there. Gonna drain him dry, and I believe just waiting for the cooldown to transfer it over to the Mountain King. There we go with another Stormbolt there, and there we go with the mana Siphon. We're gonna have Avatar form. There we go for Counter down, but is that going to be enough? He is only at 500 health, so he needs to be a little bit careful there. Knights are also popping out for Infi as well, so he actually went full tier 3 with his units composition, and is slowly pushing his opponent away, despite most of them actually being at about greenish health. Paladin needs to be careful not to get overly ambitious. Is going to get Sanctuary back home. The Thunderclap, not going to be that devastating since most of those units were in fact Spellbreakers, but the Mountain King is still living on, which is a bit of a plus there. Additional healing sprays for the blue side, meanwhile the red side kind of out of juice. The Blood Mage is also out of mana. Mountain King kind of out of mana as well, and yeah, not healthy enough sadly to deal with the constant attacks from TH. Avatar form is also expired, so needs to try and hold out his best until the next activation of that. Meanwhile, both sides just constantly stealing buffs, transferring buffs. Healing Spray once again coming in from the Alchemist, and you can see the Thunderclap just does not seem to be enough of a answer to the spellcasters there, and Mountain King is slowly dropping down to below 200 health. Is going to use the TP staff to go to the Arcane Bolt, I guess. Yeah, Alchemist proving to be a lot better of a healer compared to the Paladin, but honestly it is a rather unfair comparison. Alchemist has pretty much like no-brainer being dominating as a neutral hero pick, and yeah, you kind of see why. The last Arcane Tower is down. We are pretty much near the end of the game, I guess. I really can't see how well Infi can defend versus this 16-ish supply disadvantage. Despite having such a monstrous Mountain King, that pretty much answers the story there. One Thunderclap brings the spellcasters to half health, and then Alchemist just heals it up with a healing spray, and we are just flooding with those spellbreakers. Infi, TH basically has like double the number of spellbreakers that Infi has, and this one knight just doesn't seem to be enough of an answer to the spellcaster threat there. Level 5 on the Archmage. Yeah, he is going to pick up the Brilliant Aura as his second ability, or his level 5 ability, and yeah, that should be all it wrote, because I mean, TH has so many units. I'm surprised he's being pushed back by Infi, but I'm pretty sure he's just trying to bring him to a false sense of security so that he can just wipe out the spellbreakers there. Infi, I guess he's playing it a little desperately right now, because he really just doesn't care about microing his low health units anymore. Mana King just forever out of mana. Blood Mage, on the other hand, also out of mana as well, is going to try his best to drain the mana out of that Archmage, but I mean, yeah, it's such a difficult position for Infi to be in. I think he stayed with his mercenaries a little too long, and then once he transitioned into Spellbreaker Knights, I mean, like, he just got completely outnumbered by the amount of units that TH could produce. And yeah, despite having access to Avatar, it just doesn't seem like it's enough to deal with this blue army single-handedly. They would go with another Stormbolt there, while Healing Spray was cast, so there is a bit of a window for another Stormbolt, another Thunderclap to happen, but with no mana available for the Mountain King, that window is ever so slowly closing, and yeah, I honestly really can't expect Infi to turn this around. Another Stormbolt is going to happen. We are going to finally kill off a couple of Spellbreakers here, but at what cost? It might cost the Mountain King's life, maybe. Avatar form is now expired. Blood Mage is going to drop, and yet again another freeze. Still no idea why that happens, but yeah, I think that's going to be all she wrote, because Infi, like I said before, not even bothering to micro his low hit point units. I mean, as I say that, he does do it now, but yeah, is still gonna GG out instead. So that is gonna be that. TH played pretty nicely despite having to deal with such a powerful Mountain King early on. I mean, the MK got level 4 pretty quickly, but just having so many Spellbreakers out is the detriment to Infi's army comp. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I do apologize about the raspy voice. Hopefully I get better in the next couple of days, and I'll see you guys again next time. Take care.